Most of our technical watches never go anywhere near their true potential. A 300-metre dive watch won't venture beyond the pool, nor will the racing chronograph come anywhere near the racing car. The sports watches which we buy for their water resistance, shock resistance or high legibility are almost never truly tested, yet winter does provide us with some opportunities. As the beautiful winter months draw in, many of us will venture onto the ski slopes or for a walk in nature. For these activities one doesn't really need to wear a watch, yet for those who love watches that really isn't a solution. So here are 5 watches which will give you satisfaction through the cold months, whether you're inside enjoying design or outside in the wilderness. Before I begin, like, share and subscribe to catch all the latest here on the YouTube channel. Our podcast is now live on Spotify as well as SoundCloud and will soon be live on iTunes too. Take a look at our Instagram page where we present regular photos and previews, and of course head over to watchchronicler.com for full articles and features, many of which are available only in written form. The first watch in this video is a product of a brand which can often be a bit hit and miss, Seiko. However, when they get something right, virtually nothing can beat them. The Seiko Prospex Land 200 meter is this Japanese firm's modern answer to its own Alpinist. This watch is the most utilitarian in the video, and also perhaps the best value as a truly robust tool. As is a custom for Seiko Prospex models, its round case has short lugs to reduce the 43mm width to a size wearable on almost any wrist. The result is virtually circular and very eye-catching. To add to the ergonomic form, the bezel is brushed to reduce reflections, whilst lustre is retained by polished lugs. More importantly though, this watch is water resistant to 200 metres, thus ensuring total peace of mind whilst in use. To add to this, the first standout feature of this watch is visible at the crown guard. As can be seen at 2 o'clock, this watch has twin crowns. The lower crown, in traditional Seiko style, is entirely protected by the case and operates the movement, whilst the upper crown, always at hand but protected by a guard, gives control of the bezel. Looking at the dial through the shatter-resistant Hardlex crystal, we're given a matte dial with applied numerals and markers. This strikes a superb balance between style and legibility, with matching brushed and painted luminous hands. For added functionality, both the day and the date are displayed, which are highly underappreciated as complications in my eyes. The bezel is shielded from snags under the crystal, and gives timing functions and compass markings. These are used by aligning the hour hand, the sun and the bezel to determine coordinates. Whilst a simple complication, this gives a layer of convenience when out in the wild. Mechanically, this watch is furnished with Seiko's own 4R36. Despite being an entry-level automatic movement, it offers a decent 41-hour power reserve and enjoys Seiko's bulletproof reliability. The movement also hacks for precise setting and can be manually wound. Abnormally for a Prospex, it's also visible through the dark exhibition caseback printed with emergency signal codes. Overall, with a price of £380, this watch is ideal for the person for whom functionality is paramount, yet who believes in quality at an affordable price. The next watch in this video rises in price somewhat, yet offers a slew of features to create a more complete watch. This Formex Essence is truly a fine compromise between the ski slope and drinks at the bar. Formex is a brand which has existed for quite some time, yet has only recently seized the headlines, largely due to the Essence. The basis for this watch is an elegant general-purpose sports watch with a stainless steel case with fantastic brushing and polishing. With a 43mm diameter, it should be on the large side, yet a 49mm length and only a 10mm thickness makes it exceptionally comfortable. Amongst the leadership of the brand is a profound enjoyment of extreme sports, which has driven this creation of a case suspension system. Aside from the 100-metre water resistance, the case is protected from impacts by absorbing shocks with 4 springs fastening the mid-case to the outer case before they can affect the movement. The result is a watch which can withstand all the impacts and shocks of extreme sports whilst losing no elegance. This is due to a very appealing brushed and polished bezel which obscures the mechanism and a sunburst dial to die for. The markers are sharply cut and applied to the dial with a blue BGW9 Superluminova filling. The hands are similarly fantastic in brushed and polished metal to balance elegance with legibility. Even the date window is uniquely cut. In the dial we also see the only visual difference between the two versions. The more expensive chronometer version has a deeply cut decking pattern across the dial, whilst the standard model simply has a standard sunburst effect. Internally, these watches are given the robust and reliable Swiss Solita SW200 automatic movement. With 26 joules, a 4Hz beat rate, hacking and hand winding, this is a perfectly suitable choice. It's also been embellished with the addition of thermally blued screws and a bespoke rotor visible through the caseback. As you can probably tell, this watch is a superb choice whether you're looking at the more affordable version or the chronometer variant. In either case, the various straps and bracelets complete the package with unique carbon deployant clasps and specially conceived extensions for comfort. As a result, this watch represents the very best of value Swiss watchmaking. The chronograph on this list rises into a more luxurious price range, but with very good cause as one of the finest sports chronographs currently available. This is the new Longines Hydroconquest chronograph. With a price of £1,880, this watch is less affordable than older Longines, yet offers specs to match. First and foremost, this is a dive watch with a 300-metre water resistance and a case positioned perfectly between modernity and classic lines. In stainless steel, it offers lustre and cool practicality. To add to this, it gives a dive bezel with a luminous ceramic bezel insert to resist scratches. And whilst these elements are rather conventional, I find the placement of the chronograph pushers within the screw-down crown's guard to be truly inspired and a brilliant way to protect these from impacts. This brings us to the very core of this Swiss watch, the movement. Inside this watch is a variant of one of the most reliable, well-designed automatic chronographs on the market, the Veltro 7750. However, in the form of this L688, it now has a column wheel and vertical clutch for improved chronograph use, and a power reserve extended to 54 hours. This is all provided with no impact to reliability, thus making it about as good as mechanical sports watch chronographs can get for tough use. The dial and the hands display the time, current seconds, chronograph up to 12 hours, and the date. Speaking of the dial, underneath the sapphire crystal, this watch is given a recently refreshed look, yet one which with its winged logo has a distinctly 70s feel, like something out of a Roger Moore Bond movie. Whether you choose the black, blue or grey model, you're given red accents and applied markers to bring out the personality of this piece, and being a Longines, the quality here is impeccable. Ironically, I advocate this watch as the perfect watch for winter, as it will undoubtedly be perfect for the cold weather and speed of skiing, yet in reality it's a virtually perfect sports watch altogether. The penultimate watch in this video is one which I've recently seen at the very source, the Horage Autark. Created by a small but very focused Swiss brand, the Autark is an exercise in detail, precision and balance. Consider it the sports watch for the architect or the designer. At base, ergonomics are taken very seriously, as this 39mm case is made from titanium for light weight. It also uses an integrated bracelet to spread the load around the wrist. It also continues the stunning brushed lines of the case itself with bevels. However, this is no simple design with inner folds to the case twisting and the bezel resembling the very cogs which run the watch, and so it's a very well balanced piece of design. The dial continues a similar attitude of quality, as the Arabic numerals are polished so as to appear and disappear with the light. Meanwhile, the hands offer a surface capable of legibility and simplicity at once. Functionally, the dial begins to show the complexity of the Autark as a sports watch. It provides the power reserve, a large date and the small seconds. Overall, the balance of simplicity and complication feels spot on, and these add no thickness to the movement as they're built directly in it from the start. This brings us neatly to the movement, a component developed entirely by Horage. The K1 automatic movement within this watch is Horage's answer to the need for an industrially made movement of extreme reliability and accuracy. It uses a new architecture with a silicon escapement for reduced friction and weight. The result is a long 65-hour power reserve and a movement already designed with complications in mind, thus avoiding clunky modules. And so this really is a movement for today. At this point the Autark may seem like a dress watch, yet with its lightweight titanium build, sapphire crystal and 100-metre water resistance, it gives all the practicality you could want. However, it gives practicality with superb looks when you aren't enduring winter. Of course, this isn't an expensive watch, but if you look to a different brand, I'd be willing to wager that this watch could cost twice as much. The Tudor Black Bay P01 turned heads at Baselworld 2019 like nothing else. With its bizarre shape and surprising history, it was absolutely nothing like Tudor's conventionally conservative offerings, with a tinsel of vintage charm. What Tudor actually created was quite possibly the perfect watch for the great outdoors in the colder months. Make no mistake, this is a luxury watch with a price of £2,920, yet nobody seems to have told it that. The quality is superb with brushing and crisp edges, however it feels like the 1960s prototype which spawned it. There are no beveled edges, and the strap attaches with a strange end-link-like system, doubling as a lock for the bezel. Yet in spite of this, it feels wonderful in the hand and like perhaps a piece of climbing equipment. The bezel of this 42mm watch is no longer a dive bezel, but a 12-hour bezel for timing or time zones, whilst the crown's displaced to 4 to protect it, whilst the water resistance remains 200 metres. The dial might just be the most legible of this video, with a matte black surface printed with superluminova to match the hands. A fleck of red is seen at the depth rating at 6 o'clock. The details stand out across the watch, from the military inscription on the upper end link to the unique 60s crown style. Mechanically, this adventurer's watch is given Tudor's in-house MT5612 calibre, as seen in the Pelagos. It gives a 70-hour power reserve, silicon spring, and a free-sprung balance held in place by a balance bridge in order to remain accurate even when subjected to impacts. It's not visible through the caseback, though this automatic movement really is the whole package for the price. If the aforementioned Horage is a compromise of a dress and sports watch, the Black Bay P01 is a true tool watch, yet with luxury quality, and designed to appeal to those who want something really very different. However, I'll conclude the video there, but remember to tell me what you thought of these choices for the great outdoors in the wintertime in the comments down below, and do like, share and subscribe to catch more here in future, and take a look at our podcast on Spotify and SoundCloud. So thank you very much for watching. This is Armon from watchchronicler.com, out.